battle with those force fields. Looks like Machine is retreating. I would almost, let's see, let's look over at the Army tab here. 135 to 93, so looks like Machine's actually still pretty far ahead. 140 over 97 for him. Going over the reduction tab, there's actually 2 corruptors coming out. So it doesn't look like a Mutalisk play. It looks like a corruptor play. Perhaps he's afraid of potential Colossus coming out of Robo facilities, but nothing to be said about that yet. Wow, lots of Stalkers spawning over at their 3rd base. Meanwhile, Machine actually taking a 4th base. Is there? No, there's no drones up here. So not looking to take a 5th quite yet. That's a lot of Hydralisks. There's 0-0 right now. Looking over at WhiteRa's army, he's actually 2 attack, plus 2 attack. So that could definitely be a game changer there. Looks like, wow, okay, so Machine coming in with his roaches and his Hydralisk, trying to bust down all these production facilities. He's got to get those roaches up front. There's not that many roaches left. WhiteRa with so many Stalkers. Wow, look at that blink play too. That's just great play by WhiteRa. Machine with so many Hydralisks. This is, wow, this is kind of a back and forth match here. It looks like, oh, no, he didn't. That blink was awesome by WhiteRa. Going to be able to clean up this army from Machine. So WhiteRa actually winning that battle pretty handily there. And taking out that changeling, saying, "You cannot stop me. I'm unstoppable." Yeah, that was my attempt at Arnold Schwarzenegger. But I'm sure WhiteRa sounds nothing like that. Anyway, though, good actual creep spread for Machine, but that's not going to do it. He needs some army, and he needs it quickly. He's actually able to make an army here, not nearly big enough to handle all of WhiteRa's Stalkers, but looks like he's got pretty good macro going. He's still 167 over 127, so he still has the supply advantage, but how many of that is drones? Looking over at the drones, 74 drones and 79 probes, so WhiteRa actually with so many probes. He does have the Templar Archives that are behind the 2nd base mineral line. Researching Psionic Storm right now, has 1 Templar already on the field. And let's see, ground level 2 coming up, and Zerg missile attacks level 2 coming in. So WhiteRa actually blinking up to the base. Is it going to be able to take out these upgrade facilities? It's going to be close. He's not going to be able to save one, but he will be able to save the other. And WhiteRa is just going to blink on out of here. He's gonna catch that ferry to make sure he doesn't get roasted and toasted by these Hydralisks, who are now 1-1. Let's see, where are the Stalkers at? The Stalkers are at 2-0, so it's actually going to be relatively even in terms of the upgrade. It's actually, WhiteRa is going to be blinking over here into this fourth base over here. The 5th base is right above his Stalkers, but Machine actually coming in with all these Hydras and Roaches. Wow, great placement by WhiteRa. This is where he wants to engage, if anything, but it's becoming pretty clear to WhiteRa that he just does not have enough Stalkers on the field. All these Hydralisks, there's so many on the field. There are 36 Hydralisks now on the field, with a few just spawning right there. WhiteRa going to try to take this base. He's trying to take it 4th. He knows that Machine has the 4th. I'm not sure if he knew if he was able to come up there and realize there was a 5th, but I would assume he does just because the observer's right there. So, Army pushing out for Machine now. Wow, there's so much action. This is just such a macro-heavy game. WhiteRa setting up his 4th. Machine, meanwhile, on his 5th, but not saturated. Big battle coming down here. Storm is finished. Wow, he's going to be able to... Oh my god, look at how he's being able to split that army in half, and all of those Hydralisks are so low on health. So many Hydralisks down here continuing to storm is WhiteRa, and these are just great storms. And wow, Machine's actually going to have to pull back and lose all of his Hydralisks in retreating. So WhiteRa just crushing that army. Zerg missile attacks level 2, and Zerg, let's see, Pneumatic Carapace is coming out, as well as Ventral Sack. So it looks like, is he going to be doing a drop with his Hydralisks? I'm not sure. I'm trying to stick with this Stalker army of WhiteRa, who's just continually hammering all of these Hydralisks that are coming out, but it looks like actually a lot of Roaches and Hydralisks from Machine going to be able to repel that. Blinked up, he's going to be able to take this 5th base, is WhiteRa. So, oh, but he chooses not to, maybe thinking, oh, I might get stuck here if I stay here too long, so I'm going to just have to take pot shots and keep the harassment, keep the pressure on, and do it that way. So it looks like Machine actually pushing his roaches up, and then the Hydralisks are going to stay down, but was not able to get the scissor move there. The scissor me Xerxes move there. No pincer maneuver happening for Machine. So with these, I'm trying to stick with these stalkers because they're so darn interesting. It's pretty crazy. And oh no, he just lost so many stalkers there. Back at home base. Let's get an update on WhiteRa's base here. He is getting Zealot Charge. He does have the 4th base set up, good to go. Looks like the 1st base completely mined out. 2nd base not quite mined out yet. And he's actually grabbing this 4th expansion, 5th base overall. And he's getting a lot of upgrades here. Where are these forges at? I'm not sure where he has the forges at, but I can assure you based on the production tab that a lot of upgrades are coming. So ground carapace continuing to be made. Looks like 11 Hydralisks, 44 roaches, and there is a drop from these overlords. Those ventral sacks do come in handy. Machine going to be doing a drop here. Looks like, is he going to go for all these gateways? That would be critical if he's able to take out all these gateways. Oh no. Okay, so WhiteRa definitely out of position here with these Blink Stalkers. Wow, great storms though from those Templar. Going to be able to soften up those roaches. Zealots trying to get up the field. Tons of High Templar here. There are 8 High Templar. A lot of them have a ton of energy. Are they going to continue to storm these roaches? They are. It looks like all these overlords are spreading creep down here, but that's not going to do anything. So WhiteRa actually going to be able to clean this up, and Machine actually didn't do that much damage, but meanwhile there is another drop with some roaches trying to take out this base, but it looks like they're opting to run away because these cannons are just scaring the roaches. So these roaches, they get dropped over here, take a peek, say, I don't like cannons, I'm not having fun anymore, past this cafe. If you guys notice, there is a cafe there, and then run all the way back home. So that's interesting. Interesting trick from Machine here, but he is producing, looks like, Broodlord cocoons. So this spire right here did turn into a greater spire. Actually loading up once more. Is he going to be doing a timing as soon as these Broodlords finish? There are 5 Broodlord cocoons. Wow, no, he's gonna have to unload here. Machine trying to unload, trying to make sure that his units don't just die chilling in the Overlord sacks, but we'll see. Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay, so WhiteRa does know that the Broodlords are on the field now because these Broodlords are ripping to shreds all of these Zealots. So meanwhile, there is another drop actually being able to take out the expansion from WhiteRa, so that 5th base is going down. WhiteRa's army looks like he might want to be taking these expansions, but Machine is actually in pretty good shape. His macro is just keeping him in this game. He's lost so many forces. Going over to the units lost tab. Units lost, he's actually 4,000 minerals more in terms of lost units than WhiteRa, but his macro is so strong. Continuing 137 and 114. WhiteRa with great blink micromanagement over here. Going to be able to get under these Broodlords. Doesn't quite kill 4 of them. So he does take down 3 and almost kills a 4th. Looks like WhiteRa trying to clean up here with all that drop aggression from Machine. Machine actually going to be taking gold as well. So, I mean, just a testament to all of his macro. He's got 1, 2 mining bases, 3 mining bases. These 2 are out, and it looks like he's setting up a 4th mining base. Meanwhile, okay, so the Stalkers are coming up here, blowing up a bunch of dropping Overlords, but 1 mining base for WhiteRa, 2 mining base for WhiteRa, 2 and 2 probes. So, and the main is obviously gone at this point. So WhiteRa is actually going to be going over. The income is relatively even right now. WhiteRa is actually kind of ahead. Let's look at the probes. 82 probes over 80. I'm sorry, 82 probes under 83 drones for WhiteRa, but Machine's got good map control. He's got this 5th finishing, or is it going to be able to finish, I guess is the question, with all these Stalkers coming in for WhiteRa. Going over to the production facility, continuing to get upgrades on both sides. Looks like the first Colossus is going to be coming out for WhiteRa, But I cannot miss this battle. So many roaches. Oh, all getting softened up by... I don't know if that would have been better served going after the Broodlords, but he is taking out all these roaches. There are Banelings on the field, and oh, what a great storm by WhiteRa. Able to take down all those Banelings before they touch a single unit. WhiteRa with crazy storm power. Oh my god, just ripping through this army of Machine. Machine just refuses to stop macroing. Looking at this production tab, I mean, this is straight up redonkulous. It's got Zerg Ground Carapace level 3, Flyer Carapace. These evolution chambers are working overtime. This one right here and wherever the other one went. Corruptors on the field yet again. Expect them to be turning into Broodlords if he does have enough gas. He's got about 900 gas, so yes, they are going to be turning into Broodlords again. Looking at the